Hey residents of Meepletown, today we are in India and we are going around to the different cities setting up our presents, setting them up in the villages so that when the Maharaja comes, we will please him and get lots of prestige points. Let's get to the table and check out Maharaja.
All right, Meepletown, so we have Maharaja set up and we are ready to play. This is Kiesling, Cromer, and Dean. We tend to like that combination quite a bit, don't we?
That we do.
But do we like this game?
And we are hype on this game. We were hype on it. We'll see.
Ooh, we are hype. Did you just spill the beans?
No, I said we were hype before we got this game.
But you had a little Freudian slip.
Did I?
Yeah, you said we are hype. We were hype.
I don't think I said that.
Maybe I just dreamt.
Maybe I did. No, you're probably right. I think I did. Oh man. Okay.
Who knows? All right. So in this game, basically,
we're hype on this game.
we're basically going to be spreading our worship around to these various cities, and where the Maharaja is where each round we're going to score that particular city. Whoever wins that city gets 12 coins. Second place gets 3, and if you have nothing in there, you get 3. But you also don't get an reward, which you do if you have at least one piece in that city. The Maharaja will be determined where they go based on this track. And let's just dive in and we'll talk about how many points the statues and the shrines and all that stuff are kind of worth at that given point in time. Say that?
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this really quick. Now, Dean and I, off camera, picked these. These are our character cards that give a special ability. Mine, if I get an award, I get double the award. Dean can build statues, which are usually pretty expensive. 10 if the Maharaja is not in that city, and 12 if the Maharaja is. He can do it for 3 less. Now, because his number is less than mine, that means he's going to be the first player. But it also means we also are going to be spreading our shrine cheer to start off this game.
Excellent.
And you know what, Deanie? I can't remember if you start off with the lowest number or the highest number whenever you do that. I'm pulling a Rado. Let's pull the rule book out. And, okay. That's what I thought. Yep, you first.
It is me first.
Yep, I thought it was. I just wanted to make show.
Okay.
So we'll be placing these in the villages to start off, and that's going to be, we're going to be moving our priest around as Dean's thinking. As we're moving our priest around, we cannot build in cities that our priests are not in. So the way to get there is to build villages. In a 2-player game, y'all, we can only have one shrine per village. In a higher player count, you can have 1 color per spot. So I couldn't have 2 of mine in the same. But in a 2-player, you can only have 1. Anywho.
That's right. So since this is going to be the first one that scored, I'm just going to go ahead and drop one down there.
Okay. It's interesting. Yep. I mean, because we know we're going here next. We know. I know what's going to happen. We're probably going to do the same thing. And whenever I go through a village, if it has another player's color, then I have to pay them a coin. So what I can't do is just give this to Dean at the moment.
Sure you can.
It would take a while for me to try to go all the way around. Be a little too expensive, probably. So that's this kind of boring thing to do. We're laying these down for them, aren't we? This board is huge, by the way.
I think what I'm going to do, this might be a weird thing to do, but I'm going to drop one over here. I'm thinking way far ahead.
You're making me...
Potentially, this is going to be the 3rd one scored. And so if we're going to be down here, somebody's going to need to make it up that way.
And there's only 1 on that.
That's right. That might be too forward thinking, because we're not even going to make it that far in the playthrough, I think.
Yeah.
And the other thing is...
You keep making me, smile, because you keep saying I'm going to drop one over here.
John.
You're like, John.
I was a nice guy, by the way.
I'm just going to take that road.
John and I are both nice guys, and letting each other not have to pay. Because I could have done the same thing in place.
So what I'm going to do is do that so that I can take over that road.
Yeah.
So we did the same thing.
We did not gain any ground. However, I might consider building up over here if that's going to be, building across this way or something. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
So that was just the setup. Now, when the game starts, what we do is we move this token to the first round. When we're done with 7 rounds, the game is over. Or if a player has placed all of their statues, the Maharaja is already at the spot that he or she needs to be at. And now we're going to do the planning phase where we both have a dial of 9 different actions. And we're going to pick 2 of these actions, and we're going to perform those. And we're going to perform those in order of the player order. And he's first because, again, he has the lowest player power.
That's right.
We start with 15 coins, 3 prestige points, that's what we're going for in this game. Okay. Well, what's Dean gonna do?
He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know what he's gonna do. Who's first again, did you say? Sorry. Oh, I am. I have a high number, but I didn't realize yours is higher. Maybe I should pay attention to what's going on here.
That +3 is really nice for you, isn't it? I have to do that. Okay.
Oh, wow. Consider this.
I like going second, by the way, most of the time. There's benefits to going first because as he's thinking, I'll just give you some stuff. Like, for example, if he builds a statue and decides this is worth 3 worship points in the center, this ring is worth 2, and then the outer ring is worth 1, and those are for shrines. And your priest is worth 1, which is actually denoted. Where's it at? Isn't it somewhere on here? Here. I knew it was somewhere on the board. So going first lets him get the bonuses first if he wants to get them, which is a huge benefit. But then again, I get to see exactly how many points, area control points he has, and I can make my decisions based off that.
That's right. That's right. And you ready?
I was
ready
born
to do
ready.
this? All right.
Yeah, let's go.
1, 2, 3. Flip it. So he's going to go up here. And is that even on there? No.
Nah, just put it in the board or something.
Looks fancy over there, though.
It's kind of hard to see, though.
Let's do here. So I'm going to...
Here, I'll hold this up while you're talking.
There you go. I'm going to take 3 coins, John, if you don't mind handing me 3 coins.
Okay.
And then the other thing I'm going to do...
Taking 3 coins off the bat, interesting.
Build it. Yeah, I have an idea for some things that are going to go in the future, not necessarily right now.
I got it.
I'm going to pay 1 coin to go ahead and move along this route to go here.
Pretty much, you might as well just keep it and give it back. But.
That's right. And now I can build a statue and a shrine. The thing is, and John mentioned this, but the bonuses, with this one I would be able to take 3 of my shrines and put them in here, which is, I'm just going to go ahead and leave that one there. But at the same time, I'd like to win this one.
To get 12
and
points.
if I'm looking down here, I'll be able to put 3 shrines in here if I'm able to try to take this one. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spend 1 coin for my shrine to go out here, and then I'll spend, it's cost 12, but for me it cost 3 less, so it's going to cost me 9 coins to be able to put that in there. So I'm just going to pay a total of 10.
Gotcha.
And keep this here, and then I will put this one right in the center, I think. Okay. Instead of...
And again, we're laying it
about
down.
that. Yeah.
It looks better when it's not like that.
That being said, I didn't look and see what John did. He probably could beat me in that one anyway, but I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, so Dean right now has 3, 4, 5 points. I'm not going to be able to beat Dean because I can only get 2 for my statue, and I can only get... we could tie, but he gets the tiebreaker because he has a lower point value. So this is... I mean, what's interesting to me right now is my thought process is this. I really do like getting more shrines early in the game because, I mean, the whole action, you only get 2. This gets you 3. However, there's also a tile down here that's going to get you 3. But, and what I would love to do is use my double and just get 6. But I know that since Dean didn't take this, my assumption is he's going to take that tile down there. Of course, with me having the double, I could take this and really hose Dean and make him pay me 4 coins. That's a huge coin switch. So part of me is wondering if he could maybe take that just to stop. So what I think I'm probably going to do is just prep for the next round. So first thing I'm going to do is come down here, which I give a coin back to Dean. I'm going to do this action first, and that is I can place 1... I have 2 shrines. 1 shrine has to be in the city. I guess I'll hold this up here for y'all. 1 shrine has to be in a city, and the other can be, anywhere or whatever. So I can place it in another village to be able to kind of get my roadmap going on. So that's going to cost me 2. So let me grab this back. And again, this is really good iconography and stuff on this. Like it cost 1, so that's really cool. So I'm going to place 1 here for sure, and the reason is because I at least want to get this 6 coins, and I want to get a reward. Then I think I am going to... Where are we going after that? Going to the green, aren't we?
Yeah.
I could come back through there. But honestly, it would just be cheaper to pay Dean 1. Probably have to deal with all that. Then we're going to go over here. But you know what? I'm going to actually put 1 here just because I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't want Dean to win 2 rounds in a row. I'm going to try to prevent that. Then I'm going to come down this path, which doesn't cost me anything. How about that? The reason this cost me 1 less, that's where I was at. These things are annoying.
We'll talk about that in the art components.
Yeah. So it actually only cost me 9 because I'm not building where the Maharaja is, which was another thing for me.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I get to pay 1 less, which is significant. So, what I can do right now is I can get this birdie, which gives me a free action straight up, which is sweet. Or I can get a coin and shift these flags around, which is interesting.
Because I've built a path up
Because
there
he's
for
built
that
a path to
one.
go do that. And what I could do is basically delay it another round.
Yeah.
But, the 1 coin isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm in the game enough at the moment to really worry about that. So it's tough decisions because, I can just go. Dean could beat me here again. But I think I'm going to place here and get an extra action, which could basically let me win this no matter what. I think, anyways, because I think I'll be able to use that at some point to build.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got to have the coins, which Dean's going to really have the lead in the coins here, but I do think that will help me there. So that's it.
Yeah, but it is important for you to have gotten the presence here to be able to do what you need to do.
So that's the action phase. Then we just score where the Maharaja is. Dean has, again, 3, 4, 5 points. I only have 1, so he wins. He gets 12 coins. I get 6 coins. And then he also gets first dibs. There's your 12. I get 6. You get first dibs on the rewards.
That's right.
And my special ability, again, is I get double the rewards. So it's awfully rewarding.
It's a little... Ooh. I am in a predicament. I would like to get my shrines, but I feel pretty confident that if I do this, then John will just go ahead and do this, right? Which is taking two coins from me. And I don't want to lose any coins.
You take 4 coins from you because I double my reward.
Oh, that's right. You have the double reward tile. So I'm gonna just do that. I'm gonna do this one where I'm gonna take 2 coins from
I wanted that one because I don't have a ton of coins, and now he kind of bled me dry on that.
Yeah.
I was hoping he wouldn't take that one.
Now I have a lot of coins, which could help me set up a couple of statues in that next round, potentially.
No,
I just couldn't allow him to take that many coins from me.
No, I have a bit of it. I think I'm going to take this because then I can just be pretty much shrined up for a while, and I get double, so I get 6. But hey, 4 points is a lot of points in this game.
Yeah, it is.
But I think it's just a little too early to do that at this point.
Especially when you could, like you said, just go ahead and get all of your shrines out on your board, and then you're kind of set for the entire game on that aspect.
All right, you can do one more round?
Yeah, let's do one more.
Okay, so very simply, we're going to start this next round. This is going to go here to start round 2, and the Maharaja is going to go over here. And we'll be visiting this city the next round, and boom, here we go. Let's do it.
All right. Whew. I should have thought through what this is going to look like. If I want to go over here, it's going to cost me 2 coins because I'm going to have to go there and then come back out if I want to go ahead and start setting something up over there.
And this is part of the interesting intrigue of this game for me is that I know that Dean's going to have to pay me a coin, which is good, because he's going first. So if you go second, then you might be getting coins before you pay coins.
Yeah.
When you go first, if you're low on money, then you won't be getting them until after. So there's a lot of interesting pools on that. And one of the actions, we haven't talked about all the actions, but one of the actions is swap a character. So Dean can take my character or take one of the characters up there, and then I would draw from whatever's left over. So, yeah. Okay. Ready when you are.
All right.
Yep. Slide again.
So I'm going to be building 2 statues this time. I think I planned that out where I have enough money. I hope. We'll see.
2 statues?
That's right.
Holy smoke! So while he's doing that, this is the in-game scoring without any variations. Every statue you put out is worth 3 points. Every city you control is worth 2, and every $5 is worth 1. So you may say, "Wow, I've got to win all the cities," and you don't. If you get more of your things out, those are worth more points to get your statues out. Now, to win the cities, you're probably going to have to get a lot of statues out. But getting statues out is hugely important in this game.
Yeah. Here's the thing, too. I'm gonna force your hand a little bit, John.
Yeah,
I think
I want you to.
up in that area. Well, actually, no, it wouldn't, because I'll have.
I'm going to take my hand?
What?
Is that what you want?
I don't think so. I don't want to do that. All right, so I'm going to. First, I'm going to move down here. Actually, I think I will a little bit. So I'm going to move down here.
You will take my hand a little bit?
No, I will not do that.
I just got really excited.
And I'm going to put some presents up there. When I do that, that's going to. It didn't cost me anything.
Presents for me?
Oh my goodness gracious!
Sorry.
This is never ending.
I feel like a little animal.
This is going to cost me 7. It'll cost me 7 to put one of my buildings. I'm taking this first action here. Sorry, 6. It'll cost me 6. This one costs 1 less. So that brings that to 9, and then 9 minus the 3 from my special ability lets me put that down there for a total of 6 coins. 6 coins?
There you go.
There you go.
That's pretty cheap.
All right, now where do I want to put it? I could, if I put it in one of these spots, I could get 2 coins or I could get 2 victory points. Both of those are really nice, but here's the thing. I'm doing pretty well on money, and if I'm able to get out more and more presents, I won't really need the prestige points either. So I think what I'm going to do is just put that smack dab right in the middle again. And then if John decides to go up there to put some presents, he's going to have to put an extra
have Santa Claus on the brain.
Shrine on there. That's right.
I mean,
all right, now next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pay a coin because I'm going to have to go all the way up here. Boop, 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 boop. Boom. Right here. Okay. There's my coin.
You pay me the coin.
Yeah, hold on one second. That cost me 1, but it's gonna cost me a total of 9. Let's put that out there. So 10 is what I'll put.
Do you want me to take 1?
Do what?
You're giving me 1 because you went.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. Yes. Did you give me a coin earlier?
I didn't need to.
I
gave you a coin whenever I went through that. Yes,
I'm just kidding. It's also gonna cost me another coin.
Go back to the replay.
Is that right? Yeah, another coin to put my shrine out here, which gives me more presents here, which means I'm forcing John's hand to be able to put more out there to be able to take that, which he might not care, but it also helped me to prevent him from getting stuff over here for the next round.
That's a good move. It's a good move. All right, so Dean has 3, 4, 5 points here.
And the tiebreaker.
And I have 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And so I've got to do 2. Now, positively, I have the ability to put 2 shrines here.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Or I can also, and I'm going to have to, the good thing is I want to build a statue. I don't have a ton of money, but you may say, you don't have the money to do it. I do have this extra action to gain 3 coins if I want to. And I want to put a statue up here is really what I want to do. And the good thing is I can walk freely back and forth. So I can go up here, lay a statue, and then walk back, which is very positive. So first thing I'm going to do is place 2 of those. I'm going to place my 2 shrines out to win this. I just can't let Dean win this.
2 in a row is
too much. But I mean, the positive to what he just did was really forced my hand to. Now I can't spread my cheer around as much as I wanted to on other parts of the board. So that's positive for him. So I will, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will have 6 when I do that. So that's my first move. My second will be to come up here, which doesn't cost me anything. And then I have 5, 6, 7 coins. I mean, I have just enough to do this. I'm going to pay this in to get my 3 coins. Wait, I'm just put it all out and put it all up. That's it. All my money's gone. But I should be getting 12 at the end of this. So now I'm going to take this, and I can take a coin. No, I'm not. I mean, I'm just not going to do it right now. This is the move right there. So I'm going to, I'm going to take the extra action. I mean, it worked for me the last time because I was able to get more shrines out.
That's right.
And because if I didn't have a ton of shrines here, then I might be playing the game a little bit differently. Okay, that's it. How about that?
There we go. That's all of it. Now, I still feel pretty good, even though you're going to win that one. I feel pretty good. Yeah, I feel pretty good that I was able to force John to spend more money than what he liked. Now he's going to get that money back, but I was able to get an extra statue out that time, and still have money left over. So I still feel good about that turn.
Yep.
But John had to do that.
Yeah, it was absolutely had to do that. Okay. Now, positively, I'm also going to get to pick a reward. This is...
You may not have seen it. He gave himself $12 and me 6.
This is really tough. So this, again, that's 4 points straight up, which is just as valuable as having a statue out. Now, the Maharani is an interesting piece because what you do is you take her and you place it on one of those up there, and even if an opponent takes it for that round, you still get the ability. If I have the double, I could actually get 2 different abilities for next, plus my own, so I would be running 3 abilities, which the ones that we don't have here, this allows me to one time in the round shift this, which could be valuable. That allows me to gain an extra prestige every time I gain a prestige, and this allows me to have my priest is worth an extra point. I wish I had a ton more money because I could spend, instead of 3 coins, this says spend a coin for a prestige. Really wish I had a bunch of money and I could spend 6 coins for 6 prestige right now. Yikes, that is tough. That is a tough, we're done after this round. Yeah, that's a really tough decision, you know what? Because I don't know that I'm going to get prestige. I don't know if I can use those. I mean, I know I could use those. We're probably going to have a hot and heavy battle maybe up here potentially. I think I'm just going to take the prestige.
Okay.
I think I'm going to just straight up take 4 points. Because that's a decent amount of points.
Getting one of those extra characters would be good, but I think because I have a decent amount of money right now. Now, I say that, but I'm going to need more money if I want to put more statues out for this next round. I just might need to think, I'm probably not going to put statues where the Maharaja is because it's going to be a lot more expensive to do that. But I will. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 coins, and I'll take 3 points, which in this game is a big deal, I think.
Yeah.
I think. You're not going to score like a ton of points in this game. So.
Yeah. All right, so that's 2 rounds of it. There's 7 rounds again, or you're going to get rid of all the statues, which Dean is ripping through his statues, which is pretty interesting.
With this special ability, that's one thing you can do.
One thing that you can do. And again, at the end of the game, what we're going to score is 3 per statue that we have placed out. Whoever's winning, we go through each city again, and we do the area majority. 2 points per city that you control, and you trade in 5 coins for 1 prestige point. Now, a couple things I want to point out before we get into our thoughts on the game. This game has a lot of variety in it. Now, I haven't played the original, though I've watched a lot of videos on it and different things like that. If you've played it, I'm sure you've seen some of the differences. There's definitely more variation in this with the rewards tiles here. I believe. And then also, you can there's new rule sets that you can play with. So there are little tiles here that might make something cost different or whatever. And so that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Is that, so if you say, well, because this is fairly simplistic, game, pretty simple and
straightforward. Yeah.
But having that variety in there where you can change the rules every single game, where something may be worth more points in a city or whatever, I think is really big. So I just want to make you all aware that those are other pieces to it, and it has a solo version designed by Simone Luciani and David Searcy, which are 2 designers that are very high. And I haven't played the solo yet, but I absolutely will because I love those guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I love their designs. I've never met them personally.
Art and components. Ready?
Oh, this is going to be Dean and I are going to be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on this.
You may have listened to the podcast on this and have an idea of how we felt about this, but it's weird because John opens up the box when he gets the game and he says, you're going to absolutely love the components in this game. I
thought, you know what? If I don't like this game, this is an easy sell to Dean.
Hey, it still might be. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens because the gameplay's fun, but
it is fun.
I don't love the components in this game.
I love them.
I like.
Whenever you say I don't, I'm just going to say I love.
Just to counteract that.
Yeah.
I like the art. I think the board looks cool. It can look busy when you're looking at it, but I don't think that really affects gameplay once you get pieces out there.
Those are so chunky and big.
Yeah. It
doesn't get lost.
You can see those pieces. Now, obviously, we're laying these down so that you can see them from the overhead shot.
Yeah.
But when these stand up, it's definitely not even as busy as what this would be right now.
Yeah.
So I like the art. The box cover, not my favorite. It doesn't really do much for me, but I get that people would really be drawn to it because it's bright, it's vibrant, all that sort of thing. But,
yeah, I agree on that. I like the box art. Oh, it's okay, but I'm not totally blown away. I like this a lot better. I don't really know. I don't really know why.
I'm with you there.
fine.
Better, but
yeah, but it makes it look very warlike, kind of.
That's right.
And maybe that's the kind of the feel that they were going for. But
yeah,
I mean, the art on the carriage tiles are beautiful too.
yeah, I like that too. I like that
and
too.
these are great player boards.
Mhm.
You got a place for that to fit.
We say great, however, it's things quite the table hog. I never know how much you can tell. You know, my hand for reference. But
It's huge.
It's gigantic, and these player boards are gigantic too. And so we're playing this on a 6 foot long table, like just regular folding table, and we're using every bit of that, right? I mean, we could fit 2 more players on it, and there would be absolutely no room on this table at all.
We've done videos, over 100 videos, I'm sure.
Yeah,
and this is one of the bigger boards that we've done.
Absolutely.
There's maybe 1 or 2 more that were similar size. So this is a giant board, which it's a positive or negative depending on what you're going for, right? I mean, it's definitely negative if you don't have a big table.
Yeah,
and these player boards, they're huge too. They're large player boards, so that's
if you play in a round like a normal round table,
it
won't fit.
It's gonna be really tough.
These will be hanging off, and maybe you have to put like some TV trays or something to hold the player boards. But
yeah,
I would say too big for what it is.
But it feels epic.
It makes it feel.
It does. If you want that, if you really want this really epic type feel, then it does. And it is beautiful.
Sure.
So, if it were me, I would probably have made it smaller.
Yeah.
I for sure would have. I
don't
want to turn people off by how big it is.
Yeah, that's true.
But it does have an incredible, to me, again, Dean, I think it has an incredible table presence because it's so huge and the art is so well done.
There's lots of things on the board that, I could stare at this board for a long time and notice all the details. You've got tigers and elephants and lots of different things throughout. Now let's talk about these for a minute.
Okay.
I actually prefer the old version components.
I'm real nice.
I've not seen it. I've only seen pictures. I haven't seen the actual components. But all of these are wooden. The shrines are these colored glass beads, which I think I just prefer. I think I like the look of it better.
I don't know who I'm talking to right now.
And the feel.
This guy who loves these components and stuff, I don't know. I feel like
I'm a miniatures guy for sure.
I feel like this guy woke up.
They're not really miniatures.
He's somebody different.
They're blocks of plastic.
I love them.
Yeah, I know you do.
Yeah.
And I think probably most people will because they're, chunky.
I don't love the environmental aspect of it, but I do like the way it looks.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe
I prefer
it's your
wood.
love for the earth inside of you.
Maybe.
That makes sense. I'm down with that, actually, for sure.
Another negative you want to talk about?
Yeah, I was going to say, now I pretty much love everything about it, except for I think the board's a little big. But again, it does have the epic table presence. My biggest negative is these dials. Man, these things spin at least my copy, I've done everything I could to make sure. Maybe I've done something wrong. I don't think I have. I've done everything I could, and what's so frustrating about it is, I'll put 2 things like that. You have it flipped over, you flip it back over, and they've just completely changed. You have to remember. So I can't set it down. I just hold it in my hand.
Yeah, that's what we do.
And then whenever I do it, I flip it over. And then even that, if I set it down for a second, I've had it move over. Yeah. And I've had it plenty of times. Honestly, plenty of times I've had myself go, what did I pick? Because some of them are pretty similar. Did I do one less or did I pick 2?
Yeah.
So that's
not a small annoyance.
It's not. It's not. That's a big annoyance, actually. Yeah, it's frustrating.
Now, like John said, I've done this too, where I just flip it over and then set it down. I haven't had as much bad luck knocking it whenever it's like that, but you all right?
Mm-hmm.
But it is definitely an annoyance. Gameplay.
Wow, just jumped into it like that.
John said you just want to go ahead and say gameplay, so I say gameplay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the gameplay.
Okay. I'll just start off by what I enjoy about the game. I like a good majority area control game for sure.
Yeah.
There are some really interesting decisions, especially with the idea, the things surrounding these character cards.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because there's reasons why you might want to go first. You might want to get the bonus or whatever. You might want to take over some of these villages first because But there's also reasons why going last is a big deal in this game. So. But then you're also kind of balancing what power you have. And I really like this power. I really like that power. It takes a whole action to switch them around. So you can't just be switching them willy-nilly all the time, I don't think.
Yeah.
If you have extra actions, that'll help and stuff like that, like I've had. And I could have switched. But I don't know if you're going to be doing a ton of that. One negative to that is I have found that in a 2-player game, sometimes you can play games where you kind of just stick with what you have. not the whole game, but for a big portion of the game.
Sure.
Because like both of these are very advantageous rewards for us. Of course, there'll be times where I might want to go up there and I'll grab that. But I think it would be more interesting with. I mean, I just think this game's going to be better at a higher player count. I was going to straight up say that.
Yeah.
But I think
like
it would be
most area.
Yeah, like most area, but it's still good too. Like I like it. But I do think there would be more interesting if there was more character moving back and forth a little bit. Maybe people wouldn't like that. There's some people that my wife likes kind of just sticking with the same old, and not having, a bunch of changes or whatever. But there's definitely going to be changes. There's no way we're going to play a game and not switch them.
We tend to get a lot of benefit out of it. Like, John has the ability that's going to give him double on these.
Yeah.
So that actually could be one that you tend to stick with throughout the game. This one, I might, because it's going to give me a discount on those.
You might stick with it.
Well, I might, but at the same time, if I've got so much money, then I don't need it as much. So then I might switch it out for yours, which could be really helpful because at that point, I'm going to have a lot of my statues out.
Or get an extra prestige point every time you get prestige points.
Yeah.
Like that's
But this is a good, kind of an in-game one if you're going to be getting a lot.
And
of
that could break some ties and also give you first place if you want to have first place or whatever.
That's right.
So
that's right.
And those that breaks ties. Having the lower number, which is another smart thing. Like the lower number, having a higher number lets you go last, but having the lower number forced me to place another thing in here because Dean was going to break the tie. So I think it's really well designed. I
do too. Player order in this one is hugely important. I mean, it could make or break the game potentially because it is an advantage to go second. In this case, had John gone first in this case and said, I'm just going to kind of avoid this because I don't think Dean can do much, and then I come in and then I drop a ton of stuff here, that can be awful, and so like that's something you have to be aware of. And sometimes that's not my favorite thing in games where the player order becomes so important.
Yeah.
But I'm aware of it in this game. I just know that you have to pay attention to it. Otherwise, you can really get hammered by the other players for sure.
For sure. I like how money's tight in this game. Of course, it would be in anything where you're paying money to put things out. But I like how you're constantly trying to manage the money. You have even the dials where you can take it from your opponent. I don't like that when someone does it to me. But I want to do it to them.
Yeah.
Those are big, pretty hugely important. That's a 4-coin swing, in the game, which can be, really big. I like the way the game is scored. I think it's interesting how you get 3 points per statue, but you also get, you only get 2 per winning that, and you're going to go on and you want to win these for the money, but at the end of the game, you want to definitely be controlling a lot of these so that you can get points. I think that's really neat. I also really like the way the flags work with the Maharaja. And how you can shift that around, because like right now I had the lead here. I don't have a huge lead, but if I want to score that again, I'm going to have to take the action to put that flag up. That would be a small reason maybe why to do that, and it would be able to jump up to 3 spots, and then that would score again, which would mean, hey, if nothing else changes, then maybe we won't score this orange one at all. And so you're constantly thinking about that kind of stuff as you're playing the game. Maybe Dean moves several times. That's interesting.
Yeah. I really, really like that piece of the game where you can move these different scoring markers where you might not score. I mean, I think that's a really cool design because it adds so much more player interaction, and you have to be aware of, we're kind of looking ahead and setting these up so that we can get in a good position.
Yeah.
But it's possible that those would never score. John skipped ahead a couple turns and said, I'm going to go ahead and put some presents up there. Now, it's going to score at the end of the game. If he's the only one with presents, he'll get those points. But during the game, I can really just keep shifting these down to make sure that he doesn't get any money for that spot up there.
But it takes a whole action to do that.
Yeah, it does.
Unless you grab this.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing about the player power is Dean could say, you know what, I'm just going to mess him up.
Yeah.
And every round that allows you to shift these things, and he could just keep jumping, and pushing mine back because he knew I did that. I don't know if that would be worth it or not.
Yeah.
But
I think overall, I wouldn't say this has like a huge variety factor, but I think this adds enough to change that up, and these change things up some, and these kind of help you shape your strategy, and so you might play differently every time because of those.
I'll quickly pull this box out. By the way, if you want to see, it has an insert. But what I want to point out here is
a nice insert.
A nice insert, yeah. Everything didn't fit quite like I like it, but maybe I'm just doing it wrong. All right, so there's a ton of these extra.
Yeah.
People. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We played with 5, so there's 16. So, I mean, that's a huge a huge amount of variety and variability, and also
those do change the game quite a bit.
And the in-game scoring can change too, based on like your those. So like, there's a lot of. I mean, that's different than the original game, I'm pretty sure. So that would be maybe a huge reason to look at this version, especially if you like the original Maharaja, because it does add those and the rewards and different things like that, and the bonuses here in the cities. And I think I like all that. I don't have a ton of negatives. I'm gonna go into my final thoughts about this game. The area majority area control is it is a space with a ton of games in it, and like anything else. I like this game, but it doesn't make me go, whoa, this is one of my favorites and I'm super excited about it. But it's a very well done game, solid game. It works at 2, better at higher player count. I'm gonna change my score a little bit from the podcast. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
On the podcast, I wrestled and I gave it a 7, but as I pulled it back out and thought about all the variety is what kind of, and I wasn't thinking about that as much. I probably should have mentioned that on our podcast. I like the variation that you can have with the rules and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10, which means I'm usually willing to play for sure. 8 means I'm gonna suggest it. I probably will just pick other ones over this. There might be some scenarios where
other area control games.
Yeah. It is pretty simple to teach.
Yeah.
And that's a positive. But solid 7.5 out of 10. I like it. I'm not in love with it, but it's a good game.
So I would say I'm exactly in the same spot you are, John, with the score. I'm at a 7.5 on this one. I quite like it, and I'm with you. Like it is a crowded place, these area control games. But what I like about this one, what this one brings to the table that some other ones that I love might not, is the simplicity, like you mentioned. This is it. You're taking 2 actions on this board, and the actions on here are really straightforward. And so I don't think it adds too much complexity, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a positive way. Yeah. Like this is a game that you can introduce people to this genre with, I think.
For sure.
I hesitate to say gateway because I don't think that's necessarily where it's at. But if you're like, hey, we've played a couple games, let's try an area control game, this might be one that kind of fits in that area of, of El Grande. El Grande I like better, but this still has same simplistic feel, and probably even more so than El Grande. But so anyway, that's a 7.5 for me. I really enjoyed this game just like John does, but there's some other ones that I would probably suggest given the, we can play anything. There's going to be games like Blood Rage and things like that I would suggest, or El Grande.
But it's a really good game.
Over this, but it is really good. 7.5 is a really good score for both of us.
Yeah,
it means that we're usually willing to play and then some.
And there's a lot of games out there that we play, so we're not always usually willing to play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So it's 7.5 from both of us. Really great score. Tell people how they can get in touch with us.
If you're enjoying our channel, we would love for you to subscribe. If you'd like to support what we're doing, go to patreon.com/Meepletown or at Meepletown Games on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and we're Board Game Geek Guild 3407.
Thanks for coming down to Meepletown.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks to our Patreon supporters for making content like this possible. If you'd like to become a Patreon supporter, go to patreon.com/Meepletown. To follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, find us at Meepletown Games. Finally, to connect with us and other residents of Meepletown, you can join Guild 3407 at BoardGameGeek.com. Until next time, thanks for coming down to Meepletown.